let me ask you a question. Where have you been frustrated as a customer? Maybe there's already $1 million idea lurking around in the back of your mind because you know how to fix it. Or how about this? Here's a better question. How are you frustrating your customers? Oops. Ask them, they'll tell you. And then you can fix it. Or better yet, here's the best one of all. How is your competition frustrating their customers? Find that out and fix it, and you'll take them all away. Okay, that's about, what, 3 or 4 million-dollar ideas I've just given you in the last 2 minutes? I want commissions. Okay, those are 2 ways we are likely to be creative. 1, we're forced into it. 2, we're annoyed into it. And then there's a 3rd way. We just want to be. We just want to be innovative. Why? Because we're human beings. And it's human nature to always want to improve things. I like to tell you the story of Ed Saunders. Ed Saunders is a large-scale chicken farmer in North Georgia. At least I think that's what his name is. I read about him in the paper a couple of years ago. And if you're familiar with large-scale chicken farming, they have these huge chicken houses where they're raising literally hundreds of thousands of chickens at a time. And because of the overcrowding in those chicken houses, 1 to 3% of those chickens die every single day. Well, when you're raising hundreds of thousands of chickens at a time, at the end of a week, that's a big pile of dead chickens you've got to get rid of. And you can't just chuck them in the trash can. You can't dig a hole and bury them, and you can't throw them in a bonfire and burn them, because there are some strict EPA guidelines you have to follow. Which means there is a solution for getting rid of it. Ed Saunders just didn't care for it. He wanted to find a different way, a better way. And so we started thinking about it. And he thought about it, and he thought about it, and thought about it, and, well, frankly, nothing was coming to mind. So we thought about it some more, and thought about it some more, and thought about it some more, and still, nothing was really coming to mind. And, well, the summer rolled around, and it was time to take his kids on vacation, so they got in the car, and they drove down to Disney World. And after spending a week down there, it was time to head home, and before they left, they stopped at one of those alligator wrestling farms. And so while his kids are squealing in delight over the guy who could hold the alligator's mouth shut with his chin, he's watching one of the other alligator pits where they're feeding the alligators dead chickens. And he could tell, in his expert opinion, that some of those chickens looked like they'd been dead for days. And those are the ones the alligators were going to first. And he went, man, I have got to get myself a breeding pair of those and take those back to North Georgia with me. In full defiance of what everybody in this room knows to be true. Alligators can't survive in the Blue Ridge Mountains of North Georgia. Well, guess what? Today, Ed Saunders has 400 alligators. He doesn't have a dead chicken problem anymore. You might be thinking he's got an alligator problem. Literally up to his elbows in alligators. But guess what? When those alligators get to be 6 feet long, he sells them for their meat and their hide, several $100s a piece. He now has 2 businesses that complement each other. You see, when we begin to think like an innovator, we will begin to recognize opportunities that others will miss. But here's what else happened in this case. Ed Saunders initiated the discovery process. That's right. He made a decision that he wanted to come up with a better solution, and he started thinking about it. He started putting focus and energy into it. He didn't come up with any ideas right away. What happened? When did he come up with the idea? In a moment of relaxation, as he's just entertaining with his children. And his mind was on the ever alert. Because you see, when you initiate this discovery process, even when you are not consciously thinking about it, your subconscious mind is working on it 24/7.